think he's bowled really well so far this morning, or this afternoon. Warm round of applause for Levitt, who comes off. He's continuing his form, 48 of 42, but he'll be disappointed. He didn't go on for a big one today. He really did look good, looked comfortable. On another day, that's probably 6, but what a catch from Musa Ahmed out deep mid-on. Teja Nidamanuru comes out at number 4. We sort of love this situation, Teja. 7 overs to go, clean striker of the ball. Teja Nidamanuru out there for his first ball. Looks like I might have a guest commentator, but might have to tell my guest commentator to ask Floris for the little microphone. It'll be good to get him on. So I've got some questions about this game. So Teja Nidamanuru coming out here. Alex Roy, first ball to Teja. Pushed into a big pocket of space on the leg side. He'll get his account open with a single. So just the peg back still coming here from Seafarers. They'll be very pleased since the power play. The fielding has definitely been a lot cleaner today. They've taken 2 remarkable catches. Shame that we didn't get them on the screen. And right now, you'd have to say they are just slightly ahead. Top edge, big shouts a catch. This should be caught as well. Paul Van Makeren won't drop that. Another wicket goes. Alex Roy, 2 in the over for him. Well deserved from the big man from Kampong. He's got 2 for 7. And the score now, 84 for 3. Now the wheels are turning here bit by bit. Croce will have to go. Not the most fluent innings from Croce today. 15 of 19 deliveries in the end, and a good opportunity to welcome good friend, good co-commentator and assistant coach of the Dutch, Ryan van Niekerk. How are you, Ryan?
Yeah, thanks, Corey. Good to be back. Like to come show you a bit of support here on the commentating.
Yeah, you're good like that.
But no, it's been a very different game today. I think the Seafarers have bowled really well. I thought the spinners were fantastic. Potentially not as, obviously we need to understand how the wicket's playing. Maybe a touch on the slow side, but looks pretty good anyway. And yeah, just I think Seafarers have just been really clinical with their pace changes. I think the spinners slowed the game up beautifully with their pace changes, and then the fast bowlers have sort of bowled into the wicket a little bit more. Haven't needed to go and look for that swing or much shape. So it's been good. Been good to see the strategies unfolding. I think I've also really enjoyed Scotty's bowling changes. I think he's really on it today in terms of who he's brought on and when. And then, you know, a bit of magic like Ruler's catch there. It's just something that when you're watching teams like this, and you can good running, very good running.
Barassi picks himself up too.
So, you know, taking a catch like that with a player of Max's calibre, it always gives the team a bit of energy. So really good to see.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another over complete, 86 for 3. Well, just because he's just gone out the attack, I know you've done some work with him. A bit about Alex Roy, 2 for 9 off his 2 overs. You must be pleased. I know he's putting in the hard yards with you. Yeah,
absolutely. We spent the better part of the winter trading messages across the ocean when he was playing some league cricket in New Zealand. He at the end of last season we got together, and he had some technical work to do. He wanted to sort out a few things just around his consistency and what he was doing in terms of bowling options. So he's been fantastic in terms of how he's taken things on board and developed his game, and really pleased for him to put out a performance like this. I also think having Scotty and Max at the club with him, you know, really sort of puts him in a position where he can learn a bit more, and I'm sure they've had plenty of conversations simply around strategy and what can work in different conditions. So we're really pleased for him.
Yeah, happy for Alex as well. He's one of the good guys, so he's got 2 wickets to hand. Timmy Pringle, who I thought bowled really well in the power play, is going to come back into the attack now. 86 for 3, 2 new men at the crease. An interesting game on our hands. Slip in. Edwards going for the jugular. Pringle ties up Nidamanuru for a bit of room there. A quick question from me. I'll ask you some questions because I've been watching this game as you have closely. After the power play, was there just a bit of a blip in the intent, or was it a bit cautious, or was it just good bowling?
I think, when they were 47 without a loss, you just got an inside edge on that little tickle.
Yeah, 2 more to the total.
At 47 for no loss, you set up the power play really well. For us, there's a really big emphasis of play from 7 to 10, and I thought that with the 7th over, Rulof bowled that over.
Yeah, that went for 3. Arnav Jain bowled the 8th, went for 1, and
Correct.
then the 9th went for 6. So you're looking at 11 runs in 3.
Yeah, and Jano's second ball after an over of 3, you know that there's pressure on the next over, and the batting team almost has to do something a little bit unordinary, maybe something that's not up to their plans. And so, and then Max got out that over, and Crozi's sort of first 4 balls were all dots. That makes it really difficult for a team to get any momentum. It doesn't necessarily allow Mike to play his natural free-flowing game. So all bits of learning that we'll take on board for each team, and don't take away the fact that, as I said earlier, the spinners I thought bowled fantastically. They put the batting team under pressure.
Yeah, it looks like a good aggressive running from Baresi, who called Taja through for 2 there. Yeah, I think you're right. Obviously, the spinners bowled fantastically, and maybe they did get a little bit stuck. But one thing I've definitely noticed, the Seafarers look like a completely different fielding unit. There was a couple of dives that saved some 4s early. They've held on Moose's catch as well for a bit of a freak. I wish the camera could have seen the 2 catches today.
No, indeed. I think that's something as a group that we pride ourselves on, is our fielding. And there was some stern words mentioned at the end of the last Pro Series game, just from each team. As even good as the Hurricanes were, they felt like they could probably be even a touch better as well. So I think looking at both teams and what they've already started this game with, it's great to see the energy around the field.
Yeah, they've been almost flawless, the Seafarers in the field. 3 decent catches, 2 pretty marvellous catches, and the ground fielding's been exceptional. Pringle bowling a pretty tidy over once again here. He's got none for 15 off 2.5. This game interestingly poised because these 2 men at the crease have yet to face too many deliveries. His last ball the over, and big appeal from a couple of fielders out there. It doesn't look like it's going to be stumped, and just missed the leg stump. Pringle, a good over. He's got 3 overs, none for 15. At the end of 14, the score is 92 for 3.
Yeah, no, the pressure is firmly on, and who would you want more than 2 of Dutch cricket's most experienced players at the moment batting at the crease. A really kind of interestingly poised game with the wicket maybe as I said, a little bit on the touch on the slow side. So be interesting to see how deep these 2 potentially look to take it, and maybe they can get an over or 2 here where they could target a couple of extra boundaries off one of the bowlers.
What do you think they'd be looking for here? 36 balls remaining in the innings. Obviously, we know how good Baresi and Nidamanuru are. Going at 1.52 a ball, maybe get to that 150, 160.
Yeah, I would say minimum 150.
Yep.
They would be looking at 160 would be. They would have done exceptionally well from this position to get 160 on this type of wicket. It hasn't sort of suggested that a team can sort of get off and get away to just hit through the line. It seems to be a little bit on the slow side. So 160 would be incredible, but anything around that 150 mark, that the Hurricanes would have done well.
Talking about the wicket a little bit and what you've got coming up, let's focus more World Cup. Going to the Americas and the Windies, what sort of wickets are you actually expecting? Because obviously everyone's talking about the IPL at the moment. We're not having those wickets, not getting 270, played 250. But what's the analytics sort of saying that you're expecting out over there for the World Cup?
I think in America the fields are quite big. There's a drop-in wicket in Adelaide, from Adelaide in New York.
Really?
So,
sorry to interrupt you. That's in the air, and it's going to land in a pocket of space. Baresi will double back for 2.
So that's a drop-in wicket, which we wouldn't really know much about. But I would I'd assume with the drop-in wickets from Adelaide, Australia, it would be of a decent nature. So yeah, I think in the West Indies, the nature of them used to be quite tacky. We've had some good conversations with guys like Dwayne Pretorius,
who are out there,
who's played a lot of CPL recently and over the years. So we've had conversations with him just in terms of what the conditions would be like, and so I think anywhere sort of 180 would probably be a sort of a good guess at the moment. The warm-up games are going to tell an interesting story. I think that's always a nice way to start assessing conditions quite quickly.
How many warm-up games do you get given for a World Cup there? Is it 2, 3, 4?
Two, yeah. We got two. One in Miami that's just been shifted. So one in Miami and one in Texas.
Ninda Manuru pumps that one down the ground. Just a single off Vikram Singh, who's bowling pretty tidy here also. Okay, so 2 warm-up games, and that gives you a bit more of an insight of what sort of what you're expecting for pitches and maybe boundary sizing as well.
Yeah, we've so in Texas the boundary sizes are 67 square.
Okay.
And 80 straight from the batter's end.
Okay, that's quite large.
So fairly decent. This field that we've got here at VCC has mimicked that as close as possible. So yeah, nice too. Good strike that. Nice to sort of have the sizes down at the moment for our games, which is always good. And then in the West Indies, you're probably looking at around 62 square. And about 73, 75 straight.
Yep, 62 square. Some of the big boys these days, they'll be licking their lips for that.
Yeah, it's I think if you look at the nature of T20 cricket these days, your margins are very, very small, and you've got to be really on it with your plans and your bowling. So it's always good to keep being challenged. Dale Steyn mentioned the other day that it's a great time to be a bowler, because if you can start affecting games as a bowler, you're going to go for a lot of money. So I think it's a really nice challenge for the bowling group to, as we head to the T20 World Cup, to dive into a few different strategies and thinking. So we've got hopefully a few tricks up our sleeve.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting indeed. As another over complete out here, and these two, just a miniature rebuilding phase, I'll say. They've set themselves for a big 5-over push at the back end here. I believe it's 98 for 3 after 15. So 30 balls remaining, and the changes will keep on coming. It looks like, Amanda, I was just about to segue you into this. Looks like Engelbrecht's going to come and have a bowl, but we've got some new faces here today that weren't here for game 1. Can you go through a few of them? We've got Big Durham here, Tasia's here. Give us a few people unavailable. It is a work day.
It is indeed.
Tell us a little bit more about the players that have rocked up today.
Yeah, so Big Daniel Durham from the Leewards Islands. He's left arm spinner. His flight got cancelled last week Friday, so he only flew in yesterday, so it'll be nice to watch him bowl. And then we've got Paul van Meekeren, who was just nursing a little bit of a sore shoulder for a moment, but he's back, so it's great to see him back at full tilt. We've also seen Alex Roy, who you mentioned earlier. He's come in. And then who else have we got? The Zulfikar brothers, unfortunately work has got them, but they'll be back tomorrow, which will be nice to see.
A bit of 2 noises there, big appeal, but bat onto pad. Yeah, it's good to see so many new faces rock up. Obviously, credit to everyone just to get these going. It is a Tuesday. It's a working day, so obviously I know the Zulfikars are quite in the business world, can't always get the time off as well, but great to see Durham and some others.
Yeah, and Tasia's back, so it's great to have Tasia back in the mix.
Oh, that's a lovely shot, Barassi. One thing you got to love about watching Wesley Barassi, I always do as well, he's a timer of the cricket ball. He's got a little bit of swagger the way he hits it.
Yeah, it's always good to see him in full flow. There's a particular innings against Oman at the qualifier last year where he made 98 off 60 balls, and it was just an incredible knock when you see him in full flow. So here's hoping to seeing him finish the innings really strong. And Tasia too, as I mentioned, Tasia's he's also just been nursing a bit of a groin strain since Nepal, so just more caution than anything else. And now he'll be back for the last 3 Pro Series games.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
Really good.
Yeah, so we're back here tomorrow at the same time, 3 p.m, and then off to Hermes next week. As that one's jarred out. I won't be available for Hermes. I'm in Italy, so you might be head commentator there. You might be the taking over the reins.
No. I'll try my best to support whoever comes in for you, Corey. But my little stints along the sidelines here with you are brief.
I was telling you off air, I reckon this could be a future job for yourself, Ryan, as Engelbrecht again chipped into the leg side down the wicket, chips down the wicket and just sort of skips down to get it at a half volley and get it to square leg for a single. I haven't seen too much of Engelbrecht bowling personally. Is this something that just another string to the bow?
No, so he actually played first class cricket in South Africa as an off spinner batter, not a batter off spinner. So he started his career batting at 7 and being his priority being off spin. So yeah, it's something that isn't necessarily an add-on. It's
always been
there. So
it's amazing how many cricketers actually start their career one way and actually will end up in a different. Some start as opening batsmen before you know it, they're bowling leggies and batting at 7 and things like that. As another over is complete, and I believe that's 104 for 3 now with 4 to go. But yeah, it's amazing the amount of cricketers. Steve Smith obviously is the biggest one you could mention, but a lot of players do change. I remember Nidamanuru actually in Auckland started as a right arm off spinner as well.
Exactly. So, I think when you're looking at a balance of a team, if some of your top order players can give you 2 or 3 handy overs, it definitely helps in terms of more help down the order. You can potentially look to play extra batters if your batters can give you some overs.
Yeah, definitely. A couple of guys that can chip in here and there. Helps the depth of the team. Good to see Heino Kun just enjoying the beautiful view down there at deep mid-on.
Yeah, good to have Heino here. He's
well, he might be in the game here. Musa Ahmed gone, another wicket. It is, well, we've talked about the boundary sizing, and you're telling me it is quite large. That's 2 now, caught right on the rope, and that does look like a good 70-75 metre hit.
Yeah, and the players have got to get used to those sizes. In the club cricket and the league cricket stuff here, when the size is 60, 61, 62 metres, it's not necessarily that difficult to clear the rope.
Yeah.
Something that guys have got to get used to, and Tasia just didn't quite catch that one.
Yeah, Tasia Nidamanuru has to go. Young Shariz Ahmed will come out, the little whip at the left hand. I'm going to go through some of the bowling figures with you. And is this something that you guys talk to Scott Edwards a lot about the variety? We're talking Tim Pringle, 3 overs for 15. Van Makeren, 2 overs for 15. Roy, 2 overs, 2 for 9. Ellenbus, 1 over for 10. Engelbrecht, 2 overs for 14. Van der Merwe, 2 overs for 10. Jane, 2 overs for 13. 2 overs for 13 for Vikramjit Singh as well. Is the variety action-packed plan that Edwards likes to go with, or is this new? Or because that is a lot of variety, you don't often see something like that.
Yeah, I think what the variety allows us to do is just experiment a little bit more in different phases of the game. So if we want to see a lot more spin in the power play, or if we want to see different bowlers at different times of the game, it just allows us to fill the overs with other bowlers too.
Yep.
From a strategy point of view, it gives us a good look into what certain players can do in different areas of the game. I wouldn't say necessarily that it's a strategy to bowl all the bowlers, but more so to try and get the bowlers bowling the right overs at the right time in the game. So nice to see that, in terms of all-rounders and guys being able to contribute with bat and ball, that we get these opportunities for these guys to get the overs in.
Yeah, it is good. 8 bowling changes as it looks like mid-off and mid-on, up in the ring, 5 inside. Still being nice and aggressive, dot ball. They've picked up wickets at the right time. You do feel for the 2 players on the field that don't get a bowl. I'm trying to think who that might be. Musa Ahmed is one, and who would the other one be that hasn't rolled the arm over?
Ryan Klein.
And Ryan Klein, who
is a bowler.
If fully fit, is one of the better seamers going around in Netherlands. What's the latest with Ryan then? Because I knew a few people probably wondering why isn't he having a bowl.
He's back bowling. Not quite necessarily at 100% yet, but he's getting in his return to bowl protocols and should be sort of fully fit by the 10th of May. So not too long from now.
Oh, big appeal. Direct hit could be trouble as well, but they'll scamper through, I dare say, for a leg bye. Mostly Paul Van Makeren liked the look of that one, but one more leg bye to the total. Let's see if you and I can get a little replay on that one on my laptop. Really impressive from the Seafarers. We don't have the ability of DRS up here, but we're having a closer look.
Oof. Wow,
yeah, it was close on the replay, that one. Great to have big Paul back.
Very close and good. Yeah, good to have Paulie back. It's his first bowl in quite a while. He's had a little child as well, which congratulations to him and his girlfriend. which is really, really good. But yeah, lovely to have the big man striding them out again. And yeah, it looks like the bowling group is coming together nicely. We've had Fred back from a year out in the game. We've had Logan, you'll see a little bit later, who's coming back from a bit of a break after a fantastic season in New Zealand. So yeah, there's really some quality talent on offer in these Pro Series games, and all round just really good competition.
Yeah, it's a lot of good players on the paddock, and good for the umpires and officials to be out here as well, because umpiring top class is great, but when you get the best of the best, also helps upskill the umpires and get them out in a bit more of a pressurised situation. Is last ball of this over, I believe, from Van Makeren. Shariz Ahmed back on strike, 106 for 4. They've really faltered in the back half, and that looks like a top edge. And Edwards, he got up. He's pretty tall, Scotty Edwards. Gets a fingertip to him. Was that a drop, or did he save 2? Spies. Well, you and I.
That was a quick delivery from Paulie there.
Quick delivery then. Maybe we can have another look, because we thought there might have been a little bit of bat on that one, but yeah. He's actually got that one to kiss the surface a little bit, really take off. So 2 buys to the total.
It's what he can do, Paulie, when he's in rhythm and he's firing. It's something that really exciting to watch.
I know you've sort of spoiled for choice how many quicks the Dutch have. I mean, we're not even mentioning Tim van der Gutten or Shane Snater and
Absolutely.
that. Who would be the quickest off the top of your head? I'll put you on the spot as that's flicked away nicely, and good work from Alex Roy, cuts the angle. They'll just keep that to 1. 17 overs complete, 109 for 4. Who's the quickest you think out of the lot? Is it Paul?
Yeah, no, Paulie's got the number there.
Is that something that a fast bowler brags about to the rest of the fast bowling brigade? Or?
Not at all. I think Paulie does like the fact that he's quicker than everyone else. But no, he's definitely the quickest. I think on his day, someone like Tim van der Guchten can really crank it up.
Is there any one of the lot? You look, Kleine, Kingma, Shane Snater. Is there anyone out of the quicks? Ollie Ellenbaas, who's about to grab the ball, who you would say is quicker than you think? He hurries the batsman where people. Who would you say is the maverick that sneaks under the radar, but actually he's got a yard or 2?
I think recently Viv Kingma is he's worked extremely hard at on his fitness side of things, and getting back to his best. He had a fantastic tour of Nepal, but he's certainly someone in the last 6 months that he's worked extremely hard at his bowling, and now if you were to watch him bowl, he's certainly starting to rush a few guys a bit extra in that space. Ollie Ellenbaas has done a lot of work in the winter as well, so it's fantastic for him to be firing up, and he's picked up a yard of pace as well.
Yep.
But yeah, I would probably have to say someone like Viv.
Yeah.
Fred's a swing bowler, so he doesn't necessarily want to.
I know Freddie will probably be tuning in. Hope you're well, Fred.
If Fred's there, Fred, he's coming back from injury, so he's just starting to get that engine going again, which is fantastic. But yeah, guys are swing bowlers, and I would say sometimes swing bowlers tend to probably hold off a little bit and look at control more than necessarily out-and-out pace. So yeah, it's
a good brigade of quicks you've got, though. It is nice. So many names that we probably might have forgotten 1 or 2 as well.
Well, you have forgotten probably up there with one of the quickest is a Brandon Glover.
Yeah, that's right. Glover can get it.
So I would say Paulie and Brandon are the two 140 plus bowlers.
Yep.
And Gloves is also just coming back from a shoulder injury. He's going to be bowling by the end of this week too, which is absolutely fantastic. For him to be back in the mix. What happened?
Well, we might have the old dead ball here. Ollie Ellenbaas has actually followed him there. He backed away, wanting to give himself a little bit of room, and he's just had to ride it. It's a good short ball from Ellenbaas. We're talking about fast bowlers and getting it in, and there you go, little kiss on the shoulder.
Yep, it's well bowled. Interesting delivery that.
Well, he's backed away, I think, wanting to carve it over the offside, and he's just followed him enough. And cricket's a funny game. If Baresi actually goes to evade that a little bit more, and then you can run. But it's a dead ball. They don't take the single. Roelof van der Merwe having a good yarn with the umpires. He's been very good again today, Roelof.
He has been very good again. He's brought the energy.
He has.
him and Scotty really don't like the idea of losing. And you would have you can imagine the after the first game, just making sure that they got up for this one.
I think the biggest thing I've noted, the fielding, 10 out of 10 so far. There has barely been an error. 3 very good catches that I can recall. They've moved well in the field. They've cut the angles better, and they seem a lot more switched on. And at the moment, if we were to call a stop to this game right now, I'd say they're ahead.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You know, the only thing they need to do now is make sure that they close out the innings. Yeah, it's just something something that'll be really important to the idea of the national group is making sure that we can get our depth right. So yeah, we'll see how this one ends up.
Are we lucky in a sense? Do you know in the next 2 games? I know we've got a game tomorrow and next week. Is there any other players that might be coming back? I know we had Leon Cachet that was unfortunately here for the VRA game. Is there any other players that we might?
Yeah,
see?
he'll be back.
Okay, that's good.
We're also hoping Freddie will be back for one of the 2, the next 2, and depending on some county commitments, maybe Shane.
Oh, brilliant.
So yeah, they're definitely guys that are getting ready to potentially come through, and then obviously monitoring Tim van der Gugten's injury, his calf strain. So we'll see how that unfolds. We're not sure how serious or how long that'll take.
Alan Bass again, off speed into the pitch. Nice shot from Shariz. Big pocket of space. They could get 2, but Musa Ahmed does the mopping up again. Yeah, it's good that you've got. This is why the Pro Series is so good, to be able to have a look at all these boys during the midweek games. And I know you got around to the T20s on the weekend, saw you at one of the grounds. How did you like the T20 cricket over the weekend? Did you get to a couple of games?
Did indeed. It was freezing cold. The wind was howling, and every team was playing on mats. So very difficult to judge kind of the consistency or quality of the cricket, considering the cold nature and and all of that. So yeah, some really good knocks from a couple of the players. One of your Spanish boys got 130 odd in the game, which is great to see for Hermes. And yeah, so I think there've been some great sort of individual performances from some players, but it'll be nice to sort of get the season going where we can get onto some grass and for a lot of the teams.
I think it's been quite difficult with the weather, but it does look like in the last 2 days we've turned a new leaf. That's a lovely shot from Bracey. He scoots down the wicket, times it pretty nicely through point. They'll get back for 2. Big boundary square of the wicket. Bracey playing a good little hand here, Ryan. He came in at an interesting time. He needed to keep the rate up. He's 17 off 15. He's got himself a little platform to make a little score here.
Yeah. So now a big thing for him will be to kind of maximise the last 2 overs here that are available. So that this will be a kind of a turning point, and maybe the difference between sort of a 145 and a 150. Do you think it's one of those wickets, just looking at the scorecard, Levitt 48 off 42, O'Dowd 14 off 15, Cross 15 off 19, Namuru 9 off 10. Obviously we're sitting quite far away. We haven't had a chance to talk to the players in the innings break just yet, but do you think maybe one of those innings you don't, pitches or fields that you just don't always feel in? It seems like it. It'll be good to chat to the guys at half time and try and understand, and I can give you some feedback in the second half of commentary.
I know you'll be back anyway. Thank you for that, my good man, and I'm sure we'll see you in the second half. Absolute pleasure to have Ryan van Niekerk join us again for a good 6-over stint then. Very helpful. So let's have a look at the last 2 overs. Timmy Pringle has got the ball back in hand. And he's going to be bowling to Shariz Ahmed. I think Tim Pringle's bowled really well today. 3 overs, none for 15. Shariz on strike. Gets deep in the box, gets a fair piece of it, but it is big shouts to catch, and it will plug. Well, that's the old pitching wedge. 2 runs, more air than distance. Nice shot from Shariz. That's what we've been talking about. Good boundary sizing out here, so when you hit it, you got to put everything into it to get as many runs as possible. Oh, that's the old 45-yard ball. And he's bowled that from way back, and I hope Paul Van Makeren's okay here. It's taken a little bit of a tumble. And they do just get through for a single. So looking at that total at the moment, I just feel they're going to be a little bit behind where they would have liked. 120. I've got the score currently. Barassi on strike, doesn't get that one out the middle. Slowed down from Pringle, who's bolted on a bit of a dime here so far. Can Shariz Ahmed get a little bit funky here and find a boundary for his team? Hurricanes still very much in this game. They'll feel slightly disappointed that they didn't go on to a 170 score, I think, after that power play. Hits that pretty nicely. Big shouts to catch. We talked about this boundary sizing, and once again, another man caught on the ropes. Pringle slowing it down. Shariz Ahmed played 2 nice strokes this innings, pretty much out in the middle of the bat, but straight to the men. And when you hit it, you've got to really hit it, because you will be caught. Musa Ahmed's taken 2 catches out at deep mid-on. I'm pretty sure that was Engelbrecht who's taken that one out at deep mid-on for the left-hander. And another wicket will go. So 75 metres to 80 metres I'm hearing straight. And big boundary sizing could be a big parameter of what happens in the USA and the Windies. Pringle picked up a wicket there. He probably deserves that wicket. I think he's bowled really well. Not easy to be a spinner that bowls in the power play and come back at the depth as well. So it just shows that Edwards has a lot of trust in him as new man makes his way out to the middle. And they need some boundaries. Logan Van Dijk has come out here, and I'll be a little bit disappointed with this score, but a couple of boundaries here, a little late flurry could potentially get them to something slightly more comfortable. It's 8 balls remaining. First ball to Van Beek, and gets a toe ender. They'll scamper through for a very tight single. Good Yorker there from Pringle. Well, it's been given leg byes in the end. Thought it sounded a bit woody, but leg byes been signalled. So it'll be a leg bye. Last ball here, I think Barassi will want to hold the strike for the last and might be looking for a 1 here. No, he's looking for more. Now, does he have enough? He doesn't. And a good catch out there by Ollie Ellenbus. The fielding from the Seafarers has been 10 out of 10. Another wicket on a big boundary, a spinner slowing it right down. And he hit that quite well, Barassi, but I think that's the 4th wicket caught on the boundary rope in this innings. It would have been 6 at many other grounds around the Netherlands, but not here at VCC today. And Pringle will end up with sensational figures. 4 overs, 2 for 19. And the score, 6 for 122, 122 for 6. If you have just joined us, after the power play, it was 47 for none. So the breaks were applied in overs 7, 8, 9. And since that point, really, it feels like the Hurricanes have been on hiding to catch up in this game, and they just haven't been able to. Some clever bowling, plenty of different bowlers bowled, all the bowlers showing a bit of what they can do. Alex Roy 2 for 9, Pringle 2 for 19, they're the standouts. Arnav Jain with a 1 for 13 off his 2, everyone chipping in. And it does look like Paul Van Makeren will bowl the final over. So he'll get an opportunity to get himself in the wickets column more as well. He has 1 for 17 off 3. And 1, 2, 2 for 6. 6 balls remaining. You look at that scorecard, a lot of what ifs, isn't it? I think O'Dowd, Kroos, Tasia, Barassi, all getting in. None of them able to convert. Be questions about maybe is this pitch a little bit too paced and you never feel in, but a credit all goes to Seafarers. Last overtime, hit hard to deep mid off. Shouts of catch, never going to carry. They'll think about 2, they'll settle for 1. Best case scenario, if they get 12 off this over, set 1-3-5, and then they're going to have to bowl extremely well. The Seafarers have plenty of batting in that lineup. Look out for Vikramjit Singh and Musa Ahmed, probably open the batting. I think Engelbrecht will maybe come out at 3, Edwards at 4. Just having a look around, who else will they go? Be interesting to see their batting lineup later. That one down the leg side. Extra run to the total. Rule off Van der Merwe with the bat as well. Well, they're going to try steal a single here, but I think the ball's going to be dead. I think it's going to be signalled dead ball. We'll have to wait and see. Well, I think the ball's being thrown back to the bowler and they decided to steal a cheeky 2. I'm going to go back on the replay because I sort of missed that, but it was a wide down the leg side. Edwards had the ball, threw it straight back to Paul Van Maker and it went over his head, and well, Logan was hanging out of his crease. So it's an interesting one. Edwards might have been throwing it back to the bowler and it's going to stay as a wide +2. So 3 wides to the total, and clever cricket. Having a look at the replay myself, Logan Van Beek was hanging out of his crease, so technically the ball was still live. 3 free runs. Oh, he tries to man-cat him. Well, that's what I'm here for. That's more like it. Sheep Stations, Hurricanes versus Seafarers. He did go to man-cat him then, and a cheeky smile between Paul and Logan. But I think probably a bit of frustration over the extra 2 runs on the total. A bit of controversy here at the Pro Series. You're going to enjoy it. Toe ender this time. Logan might think about 2. Vikram, good fielding, good throw to Edwards. Just one more. Tell you what would have been good if Logan had gone out of his crease and we did get a man-cat, if they would have upheld the appeal. That would have been an interesting one for all involved. Yes, it is part of the game these days. Legitimate dismissal. Low full toss. He'll be disappointed with that delivery, and Van Beek ain't missing out on that. Clips it away beautifully for 4. Much needed boundary at the back end. I'm saying they need a good push in this last over. They're getting it. That's a 4. I had the 3 wides, a bit controversial 3 wides. I think if you look back at it though, Logan Van Beek was still quite alert, never retreated into his crease, so I guess that ball is still live. You had the 4 and a couple of singles in this over. It's already 9 off it. 3 balls remaining. Another big boundary here, a 4 or 6. Get it to 140. Another full toss. Doesn't get it. They'll want 2 here. They'll have to go on the throat. Pringle comes charging in and Duddy turns it down. Good fielding from Pringle. You can see Edwards not having to move there. So 1 more to the total. I think Van Beek will be disappointed missing out on that full toss. So Dutt on strike. What can he do? 2 balls remaining. Short ball, and I'm pretty sure he gets it. That sounded really good off the bat, and that'll go for a big 6. As I was talking about this last over, if they can get it away for a few that make them feel a bit more comfortable, that's what's happening. We've got 16 off the over, 1 to come. And all of a sudden, it's going to be a 140 chase. It looked like that might be slipping away from him. Another 6 here takes it to 144, and then it's game on. Especially if they can pick up some early wickets. I think Doran will bowl well on this pitch. Look out for a few others as well with the ball. Last ball of the first innings of match 2 in the Pro Series. Slow ball into the pitch, and he gets it. Back-to-back huge 6s. And that's the biggest of the day. That one goes right over the fence on the right side of your screen. Duddy comes out with a cameo, 13 off 3. 144. All of a sudden, the game just twists a little bit with that last over. It went for 1, 3 wides, 1, 4, 1, 6, 6. That is an over of 22. It takes him to 144. That is the innings break. A good innings overall. A bit of topsy-turvy. Credit to most of the bowlers. Alex Roy, 2 for 9. And I think also Tim Pringle, 2 for 19. The standouts, everyone else chipping in a little bit. We'll be back in about 15 to 20 minutes time for the run chase, and it will be the Seafarers requiring 145 to stay alive in the series. Bye for now. Hello everybody and welcome back. We're almost set to go in the second innings here between Seafarers and the Hurricanes. We've had to change the camera view as well, just so you're aware. There is a bit of rain around and unfortunately this could have some interesting parameters on this game. I've got a Duckworth-Lewis sheet in front of me and I'll get that up to date for you as soon as I can. 5 overs will constitute a game. It sort of has been flagged from Tom de Groot, the groundsman, and a few others that they're expecting a downpour in maybe about 30 minutes. So I think we will get a game in. It just depends on how this one will pan out. In maybe. So we've got a scenario here where 5 overs, at the end of 5 overs, if they are on none for 28, they will take the win, Seafarers. If they were to lose a wicket at the end of 5 overs, 1 for 32 and 1 for 32 for 37, 3 for 43, all at the end of 5. So you'd say they're well ahead. Welcome back if you are watching. 144 was the total in the first innings with 22 in the final over. Aryan Dutt will bowl the first over here to Musa Ahmed and Vikramjit Singh. Looks like deep square and deep mid-off are the 2 boundary riders. We're all set to go. Couple of early wickets here, and with the rain expected maybe in the next 25 minutes, we might have a very interesting end to this one. Or will the rain avoid us? At the moment it looks quite pleasant, but the groundsmen know what they're talking about. First ball, a little bit of a chop down into the offside. Musa Ahmed on strike. He batted really well in the weekend for his top classer club Punjab. So you see a quick fine 92. This will be a different test with the big boundaries and on a turf wicket though. Oh, big appeal, huge appeal, gone. He'll have to go second ball, and with rain forecast potentially in the next 30 or 40 minutes, every wicket they happen to take here could be massive. Looked like that one straightened down the line. Aryan Dutt loves bowling to left-handers, and if you open with 2 of them, you know he's going to bowl. The score is 1 for none, and I'll try and keep you up to date as much as I can with this Duckworth-Lewis, as I do have a sheet on me. At the end of 5 overs, now that they've lost a wicket, 5 overs constitutes a game, if anyone wants to know why I keep mentioning 5 overs. At the end of 5 overs, they just need to be on 32 for 1. If they were to lose another wicket, at the end of 5 overs, they need to be 37. If they were to lose a third wicket, they need to be 43. So I'll keep you up to date as much as possible. I don't have the ball-by-ball Duckworth-Lewis. I've got the over-by-over. But that does open up a little bit of a door here early on for the Hurricanes, who 144 with Duckworth-Lewis around. We got a good game on our hands. So Newman coming out to the crease. Good to see Engelbrecht. I think he bowled pretty tiny with his right arm off spin before. And he'll come out here at number 3. Gets his opportunity. So the right-handed Engelbrecht has a bit of a job to do. Because they're not chasing 170, 180, they can get themselves in a little bit here. Don't need to worry too much. So they just have to make sure they're going at a runner ball to stay with the DLS if it does affect us. I mean, we are in a scenario where there is a storm that is forecast, but it might miss us as well. At the moment around the ground, it looks quite beautiful, but there is people near the covers just in case.
Just confirming the batter.
So, Dutt to continue. Oh, well bowled and just a bit of noise out there. Seems like he might be getting a little bit of purchase off this surface. You look at Kyle Klein, Mace Van Vliet, a couple of seamers, Shariz Ahmed and Big Dorham. I wouldn't say this game's over by any stretch of the imagination. Logan Van Beek with the ball as well. Hurricanes seem to have more bowling depth today than I'd say the other day. So that one's pushed into the leg side. So we'll start with another Dot dream start when you consider The rain could come into effect in 30 minutes' time. What a start from Dutt. 4 balls, a wicket and a couple of dots in there. Another dot. And they always say, the old adage in cricket, don't judge a wicket till both sides have batted on it. This might be a prime example. Last ball, the first, could have the old wicket maiden here. Last ball, the first, and it will be a maiden. What an over from Dutt. He has to be one of the most effective right-arm off-spinners with a new ball you'll see in world cricket. And the score at the end of one is 1 for 0. And that does mean they've put themselves a little bit behind. I know at the bottom of your screen there it says DL par score is 11. We haven't had any rain just yet. So there's no restrictions on this game for now. Still is a full 145 required to win, and 5 overs will constitute a match. This looks like Logan van Beek is getting himself ready. Deep backward square and deep cover point, the 2 boundary rise. Definitely seems like a ploy from both captains to cover the square wickets, not too worried about the third man region. Maybe the wicket's a little bit too slow to worry about third man. I can understand that. Van Beek bowling to Vikramjeet. Seeing Vikram batted beautifully the other day for a 50 in the first Pro Series game. He's definitely a player to look out for at the top of the order at times. The ball beautifully. He's got an opportunity here once again, and I think the Hurricanes will identify him as a player that you need to remove early. If he gets going in the power play, he usually gets to 50, 60 quite quickly. Oh, big sort of appeal. It was pad then bat. Van Beek got that one a lot fuller. Looked late on that, did Vikram. Maybe just tailing in, really cannoned into the pad, going down the leg side. And this is a bit of a disastrous start, you have to say. 8 dot balls to begin. Losing wicket, 144, 145 the target, so it's not the end of the world. It's not like they're chasing 190, but still, I'd love to get one out the screws here. Another punch to mid-off. Oh, and a slight misfield, bit of a bobble. That'll be frustrating. It looks like O'Dowd was trying to cut the angle off, but just spun on him a little bit and couldn't adjust. So 2 free runs given, would have been 9 dot balls. First runs for Vikram. Big appeal, but not out again. Tough to tell from my angle. Everyone went up in unison this time. Looks like it struck him on the back leg, but maybe a little bit of height. Seems like the players are moving on quickly. So missing the stumps, but credit to the Hurricanes. They've come out here firing, haven't they? 1 for 2 off the first 10 deliveries, and look like they could take a wicket off any delivery here. And another semi-appeal. It's a loose shot from Vikram. Definitely not the length to be playing a hoik across the line. Just needs to take a bit of a breath here. Losing a little bit of shape, and credit to Logan van Beek. He's been swinging that ball back in at a decent click, and Vikramjeet Singh just not adjusting just yet. So last ball of the second. Hammered. That's a nice shot. Little bit of width, and he'll cash in with the 4. He's a talented player, Vikram, and when he gets going, he can play shots like that. Just opened up the face of the bat a little bit. He'll get 4. Not a bad over from Van Beek though, and at the end of 2 the score is 1 for 6. I think no surprises here. Expect Dutt to bowl out a couple more here, maybe even 3 in the power play if this is another good over. Weather conditions still currently, I think, A-OK. I know they had a forecast for rain, but none of the neighbouring clouds look too dangerous or threatening. Deep mid on and deep backward square are the 2 boundary riders. Comes down the ground looking to get that first run. Another dot ball for Dutt, who's started with 7 dots in this spell. Pretty special from the young man. Well, that one's a little bit shorter. Nice shot from Engelbrecht, who sat back in the crease and got the length he wanted. He'll get that one away for 4, and that will open up his account. Only just a little bit back of a length. A good shot from Engelbrecht, and both of these 2 batters now have a boundary to their name. Probably steady a few nerves. So how will Dutt respond? A little bit short, nice shot. Really, really nice shot from Engelbrecht. A little bit of width on offer this time and pumps that one away for 4. So just starting to tick here, the Seafarers, after a sedate start. A couple of boundaries to the 2 men at the crease. Also important, if they do have some rain, they only really have to go to run a ball and keep wickets in hand for majority of the innings. Another push into the offside. This time you'll find Max O'Dowd at cover. Yeah, Engelbrecht didn't get to play in the first game. It's good to have him back in the second. He's had a good last year and a half in his international career as well. He's a very solid player. Another solid push straight to Max O'Dowd at cover. So not the worst start, you'd say, from either team. I probably feel a little bit behind the 8 ball here, but Seafarers, plenty of wickets in hand and plenty of batting. Oh, it looks like a couple of pleasantries handed to the commentary box. Thank you, Ruler. So last ball of the 3rd over. Can Dutt get out of this over with no more damage? Looks like a little bit of a stop-start from Engelbrecht and Dutt there. It's good batting, puts in a big pocket of space. They'll get 2 here pretty comfortably. Tajan Nidamanuru will do the mopping out at deep square. But that'll be 2 more to the total. 3 overs complete. Now Seafarers just getting themselves warmed up in this run chase. 1 for 16. Looks like Logan Van Beek will come and bowl over number 4. Still weather looking pretty clear to me. I know there was a little bit of worry about weather conditions and so on, but at the moment definitely clear enough for play. Logan to Vikram. Shot. Probably one of the shots of the day. Over pitched outside the off stump, and Vikram just pumps that over cover. Opening the front foot a little bit there. That's probably his specialty. He opens that front foot just a touch. Sort of stays rooted to the crease, and if there's any width he can release his hands. And a very, very dangerous player when he gets going. If the Hurricanes want to go 2-0 up in this series, they'll have to get him early. comeback from Logan Van Beek. This is a good little matchup, this one. There was a couple of appeals in the first over, and then a couple of boundaries from Vikram, another counter punch from Logan. Plenty of star-studded names in Dutch cricket up against each other here. This time, pace off, just push straight to point. And that's Kyle Klein doing the mopping up there. So that was a bit of an off-cutter from Logan, just reading the room a little bit. Still the deep sort of cover point, deep square. Both the captains, Max O'Dowd and Scott Edwards, protecting the square boundaries in the power play. Better length. Oh, is that out? Oh, it's a half an appeal. Not really. What a take that is. That backward point must have just been on the half volley. Boy, oh boy. Took it cleanly. But yeah, just signalling that it got a little bit of turf on the way. Might not be Kyle Klein. That might be Levitt there. That point. Pretty tight point as well. Good bit of fielding. And good honesty. Good response this from Van Beek after being hit for 4 first ball. And a big swat across the line to the off cutter. Big pocket of space, and they'll double back for a second. And this game to and fro at the moment. A couple more twists in the tail, you feel. Vikram's got himself to 12 now. Engelbrecht's on 10. Musa Ahmed, unfortunately for him, gone for a duck. LBW to Dutt in the chase. Change to the field here. Looks like mid-on is going to go back and cover point's going to come up. Ties him for a little bit of room. Good fielding from Logan Van Beek and a pretty tidy over. He's got 2 overs, none for 12. 4 overs complete. Scores 1 for 22. Interesting to see what Max O'Dowd, the captain of the Hurricanes, does here. Will he go with Dutt again? But I think he'll hold him back, and will be time for the big man. Looking forward to seeing a bit of Dorham come into bowl for his first appearance in the Pro Series. Daniel Dorham, 26 years old, 2 metres and 1 centimetre tall. He's a big unit, left arm off spinner. He's 12 first class games. I believe he took a cheeky fifer not long ago for the Leeward Islands. He got 6 for 34 and 4 for 65, also with an 18 and 19 not out in the same game. So high pedigree. His first ball of the Pro Series. Pushed into the offside, and that'll be a dot ball. Also nice to have a left arm off spinner coming at such a height. Just adds a bit of difference maybe to Tim Pringle and Clayton Floyd and Roelof van der Merwe. All similar heights, but this man is a man mountain. Cramping him for a little bit of room there. Another dot ball. Good start from Dorham. Great to have him back on Dutch shores as well. Slows that one down. Chipped in the air. Could be a chance. It'll just fall short on mid-on, and they'll have to settle for a single. Better match-up for Vikram Singh against the left-handed off-spinner. I think it's a good start, though, overall from the Hurricanes. As I mentioned, they'll be a little bit disappointed they didn't score that 160, 170 after the start they had, but they're fighting back quite nicely here. Looks like 5 on the leg side for the left-hander. Mid-wicket and square leg quite tight. Deep sort of forward square leg and deep mid-on are the 2 boundary riders. Will Vikram try and tee up the left arm off-spinner? Flicked away there, his square leg, just doing the hovering around the corner. Dot ball. Dorham bowling pretty tidy first set here. High in the air, and he gets enough on it. That's going to go over mid-off. Will probably plug in the surface, and they'll get back for a quick 2. So Vikram still showing some intent out there. Wasn't out the middle of the bat, but 2 more to the total. Dorham would love to get out of this over without conceding a boundary here. It's been a tidy one. Just a couple of darker clouds slowly rolling over. Still don't see too much threat of rain. Swept in the air, and it will go for the boundary. Nice shot from Vikram. He chances his arm against the left arm off spinner, and he gets it away. 6 more runs to the total. Big slog sweep. Donald will be disappointed he couldn't get out of this over, and all of a sudden, I have to say, Seafarers have steadied all right here. 1 for 31, 31 for 1, wherever you're watching from, off 5. And that does constitute a game. So even if it does rain now, we will have a winner in this game. Still in this batting lineup, you've got Scott Edwards listed to come in next. Definitely look out maybe for a Ryan Klein up there as well. Royal van der Merwe, Tim Pringle can hold a stick, Alex Roy. So they've got plenty of options. Looks like Kyle Klein's been handed the ball. Seam bowler representing HBS in his 3rd season in the Netherlands. Been a good bowling form, Kyle. Nice looking shot from Engelbrecht, and he'll just get a single out to the sweeper at deep cover point. Yeah, so with the 5 overs complete, that means game is on. Constitutes a match. If it does end up raining, there'll be a winner by Duckworth Lewis. And right now, looking at all the permutations, after 6 overs with 1 wicket down, they'd only have to be on 37 for 1 to take the win. Shot, nice shot from Vikramjeet. Shariz Ahmed out there is going to do the mopping up, just the one. I think the Hurricanes will definitely feel if they can get one of these two now, get Edwards out there a little bit early, maybe get him early as well, all of a sudden, eyes light up a little bit. Good delivery again from Kyle Klein. He's a bit sharper than what I think most people think. Definitely gets it through at a decent pace and attacks the stumps. Good stump to stump bowler. Just looking at the corner of my eye, looks like Shariz Ahmed also warming up. Bowled really well the other day in the first Pro Series match for 2024. Nice sort of drive, but straight to mid-on. Back foot punch, another dot ball. So, a few dots from Kyle Klein, doing a good little job here, trying to close out this power play without any more damage to the scoreboard. We're about to get in that interesting middle over period where field will spread. You'll have a couple of fielders staying tight, trying to dot it up. It's where the Hurricanes struggled a bit today from overs 7 till 9. Will it happen to the Seafarers with the bat? Shot, shouts a catch, but he gets it forward a square, and that's going to be 4. Good batting from Engelbrecht. Back of a length from Kyle Klein, and he gets that one away. Sort of a short arm jab, that pull shot. And 37 up now. 1 ball remaining. 5.5 overs bowled. 37 for 1. Good partnership from these two. Obviously, it was a sedate start with the early wicket of Musa Ahmed, but a bit of a counter punch now. And they'll back themselves with a long batting lineup to chase these runs down. Last ball of the over. Bowled him. Well, it's a big wicket. It's a great delivery from Kyle Klein. He's pumped up. Well, we got a game on here out VCC Vorburg, and tell you what, big wicket. If the rain was to hit now, they'd actually go back ahead by 5 runs. 2 for 37, 37 for 2, wherever you're watching from. And that's a corker of a delivery from Kyle Klein, and he was pumped up. He just has a happy knack of picking up wickets at the moment. Scott Edwards will come out at number 4. I reckon that some of the, just watching out the corner of my eye, some of these covers as well are getting prepared to be brought on. I can't see too much rain around, but just to give everyone the permutations, if it was to rain right now, that wicket actually puts Hurricanes ahead. They need to be on 42 at the end of 6 for 2, and they ended up on 37. At 1 for 37, that would have been enough, but that wicket gave them an extra 5 runs. Permutations of DLS. Looks like it'll be time for spin to continue. Durham will continue, maybe with Shariz Ahmed, or they'll go to Klein again for another one. I think with Scott Edwards out there, maybe inclined to keep a little bit of pace on. We know how good he is against spin, the national captain. So power play complete. It's 37 for 2. I have to give the points maybe a little bit to the Hurricanes, especially with that wicket off the final ball of the power play. Traditional T20 field, lots of sweepers on the leg side, deep cover point and deep mid off on the offside. I'll be just pushed into a huge pocket of space for a single. That'll bring Edwards on strike for his first delivery. So it'll be interesting to see the sort of angles they go for Scott Edwards. You know, he's a very good sweeper of the ball. Durham, you'd imagine, would be one of the more difficult players to sweep. Looks like going to go 5 on the leg side here. O'Dowd staying at mid-wicket, covers staying tight, and sort of that point's going right behind. So the reverse sweep is on, but it'd be a brave man to do it first ball. Oh, it gets caught on the crease first, right? Well bowled from the big man. Edwards just hanging back a little bit to that delivery. Gets caught on the crease. This time, it's straight to mid-wicket to O'Dowd, and we've got a really good game brewing here. Great fight from the Hurricanes in the first few overs. That one punch, Edwards is away. First run always makes you feel a bit more comfortable as a batter. Brings Vikramjeet back on strike. Vikram would love to turn this start into a big score. He was disappointed to get out in the 50s in the first Pro Series game. Had an opportunity to go on for something big. Maybe today's the day. Big appeal. Big appeal. Goes for that sweep shot. Looked like the arm ball from Durham. Given not out. So, dot ball. Good little spell this from Durham. He's looked pretty effective from a tall height. That's a nice looking shot, inside out over cover. Will the fielder get round to it? He will. Good pick up too from Logan Van Beek. Good throw in. Has to work, and a big appeal for a run out. There'll be 2 runs. Brilliant work from Van Beek out there, who picked it up with one hand, threw it off balance. And good work from Noah Cross, but they will get back for 2. Another over down here as 7 overs complete, 41 for 2. Still no rain around at the moment, so we're good to go in this game. Kyle Klein will continue, and we've got a game on our hands here. Obviously, we know both these teams have long batting lineups, but I do think if you do look at the 2 lineups, after this you've got Ryan Klein, Roy, Pringle, Van der Merwe, Van Makeren, Ellenbast, Jane, in no particular order. I think that from a Hurricanes supporter, you might feel one more here really puts you in the ascendancy in this game. Looks like Max O'Dowd wants to be aggressive. He's keeping a slip in here to Edwards. So you got 5 in the ring. And trying to take a wicket. Kyle Klein to Edwards now. Pushed down to third. Shouts of 2. Will he come? No, he won't. The fielding's been good today from all 22 men who have taken the field. Haven't seen too many bloopers, and to be honest, they've been very, very clean. Kyle Klein with the really big wicket of Engelbrecht. The last ball of the power play sort of changed the tide a bit. Looks like Still aggressive from O'Dowd. 5 players are in the ring at the moment. A couple of drops just falling around the ground now. Yeah, hopefully the rain can stay away though. So we got a good game set up here. Oh, that's a really good ball from Kyle, who's got that one through at pace. Vikram coming running down the wicket. Bit of a loose stroke. Wants to be positive and well adjusted from Kyle Klein. Hit hard but straight to Tasia Ninamanuru, who's doing the hovering about 10 yards in at deep mid-wicket. So just the single. Still Vikram. He's got himself in. 25 off 21. Needs some support. Edwards there, who's looking for a big score himself, or a not out. He's one of those players. He thrives in situations like this, in sort of sticky chases. Hits the ball in peculiar spots. That one down the leg side, well kept from Noah Croce, just this wide signalled. So 44 up. Kyle Klein's got a bit of a wind behind him here. He's bowling quite sharp. The drop's starting to get a little bit heavier. Just a bit of mizzle over the ground. DLS in the back of everyone's mind as well. Playing miss this time. Oh, definitely getting a little bit out of this surface. Edwards is not being able to get bat on ball at the moment. Just trying to drive that one through point, get a bit of bat on that and run it down. Kyle again hits the bat hard and throw comes in. And he's fired up, Kyle. A little apology to Edwards there, but he was out of his crease and can understand. Have every right to throw it. Maybe just got it a little bit wrong and clipped the pad on the way through. That's one thing I've enjoyed about the Pro Series. I know a lot of these players out there are good friends. Small community of Dutch cricketers who all get along, but when you hit the field and you're up against each other, there's no friendship on the field. It is cutthroat. Last ball of the over. Really impressive spell so far from Kyle Klein. Oh, a little bit of bat maybe. Slight appeal. Sounded woody. And a seriously good spell so far from Kyle Klein. I'd be tempted here to go 3 in a row for him. He's bowled extremely well. 2 overs, 1 for 9. And the score at the end of 8 overs, 2 for 44. Just having a look at the DLS sheet. At the end of 8 overs, if they're 2 down, they needed to be on 53. So they've just fallen a little bit behind here. If they were to lose another wicket, just adds a little bit of pressure. And maybe we'll be lucky there is drops around the ground, but we're not getting too much rain just yet. It does feel like we might be seeing a call for a second. Well, this will be interesting. A couple of people around the ground are saying it's about to come, and the covers could be coming on in a moment, and the covers are going to come on. Well, that's super interesting because here comes the rain, and they're behind on Duckworth Lewis by 7 runs. So this could hurt them big time. The game has been constituted, and unfortunately the covers are going to come. It's more a preemptive move. It's not pouring too hard just yet. There is a bit of mizzle, but I mean, they haven't been watching the DLS here, and this could cost them a game. As the covers come on, I'll just read it out again. At the end of 8 overs, they needed to be on 53. It doesn't seem too hard just yet. Maybe a more preemptive decision, which always goes down to opinion, but there is a little bit of mizzle around. So covers are on. Currently, Hurricanes are ahead by 9 runs. So players will come off. A bit of a rain delay doesn't mean the game's over, but at the moment, if it did end like this, the Hurricanes would win and take a 2-0, unassailable 2-0 win. A little bit of a shame, but I'll be back on the air once I hear a little bit more from the umpires. It's goodbye for now.
Badly raining, isn't it? Oh, badly raining.
Live again, just so you know.
Hello everybody and welcome back to VCC Vorberg. Some very good news that the rain has passed and we didn't lose any overs due to the extra hour that was permitted. So 12 overs to go in this one. The target is still 145 and a little bit of a 12 over fiesta of cricket. The players have been off the field probably close to an hour. Well done to Tom de Groot and all the groundsmen and staff around the ground to get this one back going. It was a pretty heavy shower, but thankfully it is all cleared and we're good to go. And we've got a good game on our hands, exactly 100 to tie, 101 off 12 overs. Looking forward to this, as it looks like Mace van Vliet has got the ball in hand. Scott Edwards will continue on 2 not out. Vikramjit Singh will continue on 25 not out. The wicket takers so far, Aryan Dutt picked up 1 and Kyle Klein also picked up 1 wicket. So an interesting game. Game 2 of this series. Hurricanes won the first match. Seafarers, they'd love to get a win here to keep this series alive. A loss here, 2-0 to the Hurricanes. There's an unassailable lead. So we're all set to go. 101 required off 72. Plenty of batting to come. It should be a good game of cricket. Mace van Vliet with the ball. Back underway. Short ball, hit away to the leg side and looks like it'll just be a single. And looks like a no ball as well. Just watching the umpire there. Front foot straight away, no ball. So it's going to be a free hit to Scott Edwards and that's a nice way for him to continue after the resumption. So 1 run, no ball. And a dream situation for the captain, Edwards, who might be able to get himself going with a free hit here. He's 2 off 7 currently. So having a look at the field, deep square, deep mid wicket, deep mid on, deep mid off and deep cover point are the boundary riders. Free hit time. That's down the leg side, a bit of a sloppy start after the rain delay. 3 free runs given and still a free hit, especially with only 144 on the board. I had an opportunity to potentially get it up to that 160, 170, but a good bowling display earlier from the Seafarers. Tim Pringle, maybe pick of the bowlers with Alex Roy, both picking up 2 for 19 and 2 for 9 respectively. Free hit once again for Edwards. Another wide, and this is a disastrous start after the break, especially in an intense game where teams have plenty on the line. No ball, 1 wide. We haven't bowled a legal delivery since we've come back on, and they've got 4 runs into the total. So pressure on Van Vliet here. And Edwards misses out on the free hit. He'll be super disappointed with that. Had an opportunity to really cash in, but play and miss. So there is still plenty of batting to come for the Seafarers, but you do feel that one of these two will have to shoulder a fair bit of responsibility. The more experienced batters in the lineup to take them deep. This time, just sort of cramps him for a little bit of room, and it looks like he's gloved that one down the leg side. So Edwards, an uncharacteristic sort of start for him. He's only 2 off 8. Vikramjit Singh was batting well before the break, 26 off 22. That's more like the Edwards we know, just ticking that one around the corner. He'll go back for 2 here. He's rapid between the wickets. And a little cheeky 2 there. Might get his account rolling. Moves on to 4 now. I think we've got a good game on our hands. This does feel like it could go quite deep. Looking at the rest of that batting lineup, Ryan Klein, Alex Roy, Van der Merwe, Pringle, all can hold a bat and good enough with the bat, but really these 2 at the crease have the most experience by quite some distance. Well bowled from Van Vliet, better length. Dot ball, so just trying to build into his spell here. There's a lot of bowling options for the Hurricanes and for Max O'Dowd. Still so far, Harry Dudd bowled 2 overs, 1 for 10. Logan Van Beek still got 2 overs. Big Dorham's got 2 overs and Kyle Klein still got 2 overs. Having a look around the field, Shariz Ahmed yet to bowl. Not too sure if the rain would have helped him, but I do expect him to probably come on in the next over. Oh, Edwards gets inventive. Well, high risk shot early in the resumption. Looked for one of his favoured reverse ramps and got tied up for room there. Got the ball he might have liked for it, but got it slightly big on him. Just looking for his timing at the moment, Edwards. Last ball he over. It's still only gone for 6 considering there was 4 extras to start. Can he get out of it? Thickest inside edge. He might steal 2 here again. He's quick between the wickets. He's going to come and he will get back for 2. Might not have the timing at the moment that he usually has, Scott Edwards, but he's an aggressive runner between the wickets, and if he does bat for a period of time, he will usually go at a run a ball. That's 9 overs complete. First over the resumption complete, and the score's 52 for 2. So it is going to be young Shariz Ahmed has been past the ball, and I thought he was very good in the first Pro Series game. Bowled it on a string, picked up wickets, did his job, and he's got a big job to do here also. If he can bowl well here, potentially opens up a little bit of a door for the Hurricanes to sneak through. After they made 144, I think they would have felt like they left 20 runs out there, but they've come back well with the ball. Shariz Ahmed bowling to Vikramjit Singh. Vikram on 26. 5 men on the leg side, mid wickets in the ring. Also cover backward point and 45. Other 5 men trying to save a single. Just past Max O'Dowd there at mid wicket, and big call of 2 from Edwards, and well, you can already tell a little bit of a difference there. He's got big strides and he gets back for a quick 2. Dorham's down there at deep mid on, and Dorham is a good cricket player. Maybe not the quickest to have at deep mid on. Good little start since the resumption from the Seafarers. Getting a couple of cheeky 2s in there. A big sweep to O'Dowd at mid-wicket, blows through his hands, and they will get away for a quick single. So Shariz Ahmed will be bowling to Edwards here, and expect to see a couple of funky fields and some different type of sweeping. Interesting moments in this game after a long delay. It does seem a little bit quiet out there, I would say, from the Hurricanes compared to the difference before they came off with the break. They just have to restart themselves and reset themselves. Deep backward square goes very far behind for Edwards. Obviously they know he loves that sweep shot. There it is, and he hits it hard straight to that man at deep backward square, and he'll get himself a single. So can they break this partnership, or will these two get them into a strong position for a big finish? Oh, well bowled from Shariz Ahmed. That looked like the wrong one going across him. He's going to take mid-wicket out into backward point now and have 2 behind point. Leaving quite a bit late to do here are the Seafarers. but there is plenty of wickets in hand. They're not out of this just yet. Looks like another wrong, and that's hit really well into a big pocket of space. Doran will have to do the mopping up. A throw will come in, and they'll get another easy 2. Big pocket of space, 2 more. And they're not dealing in boundaries, but if you deal in 2s, you get the extra singles here and there, and then the odd boundary, it starts to impact on the scoreboard. Good batting from Vikram and good response from Edwards at the non-striker's end. High in the air, he's got enough of that. That's a seriously good shot from Vikramjit Singh, and that's going to go into the water. That's a kookaburra gone into the abyss. Surely they're going to throw on a spare ball here. Can't be using that. 6 to the total, and after 9 overs, 64 for 2, 10 overs, sorry.
The ball is in the water.
So I reckon they'll be throwing a new one on here. Don't want to use a ball that's full of water for a match of this level. I know if it was a top class of game, we might be taking a 25-minute delay, but get a new ball out there. Nice shot from Vikramjit Singh. He moves on to 37. He becomes the key in the chase. Edwards, a good man to be with him out there. So, back to the action. It looks like the box of balls are being moved on. 64 for 2. Good game we've got sort of brewing here. I think Hurricanes would love to see the back of Edwards, especially just because he seems to be able to control chasers. So a little bit of a slight delay as we do wait for a new ball to be picked out of the box. Looks like we will get that one back from the water, but I don't think they'll be using it again. .64 for 2, 10 overs remaining, 81 required to keep this series well and truly alive. Mace Van Vliet's going to be given a second over. I do like that from Max O'Dowd. Probably wasn't his best first over, but we know how talented with the ball he can be. Edwards on strike. 4 men in the ring on the offside. Punches that one straight. Big shout of 2 straight away. Will Vikram go? He will not. Just the 1. You can see different intent with these 2 at the crease. They've been poaching a couple of doubles here and there, as all the fielders will be on high alert. Oh, toe ender. It's going to go to Durham at short third, and just 1 more run to the total. So a good little partnership brewing between these 2. The last wicket fell on 37. It's a 29 run stand so far. Big opportunity for Vikram here as well to go on with an innings of substance, not just a 40 or a 50, maybe turn this into the 70 or 75, a match winning knock. Edwards trying to go about his business. He's on 8. Short ball. Pulls that one away. Another call of 2. Don't think he'll get it this time. Levitt's come in a couple of yards at deep backward square and is able to keep it to 1. Just watching all the fielders out there. It is big boundaries out here at VCC. We saw in the first innings a lot of sort of catches on the rope. All the fielders now trying to stay alert, and about 5 to 7 metres in. A little bit of a false start there, as it looked like the towel that was in his back pocket fell out at an inopportune moment. But yeah, plenty on this game. If the Hurricanes are to hold on to their 1-4-4, go up 2-0, they can't lose the series. I think Seafarers would be pretty disappointed if they can't force the result here. Short ball, 6. That is huge. Vikramjit Singh has picked that early and he's put Van Vliet onto the racetrack. It was a short ball, this partnership starting to blossom. And Vikram, once again, he is timing the ball beautifully at the moment. 6 more to the total, as he gets himself into the 40s. It was a short ball from Van Vliet. It was picked, sort of sitting back for it, and that sounded pretty meaty. Sometimes the break in play can work against you, and I have to say the Hurricanes, since they've come back out, just look a little bit short of a gallop here. And we might be going into another box of reserve balls. Now it looks like it's been thrown back. Hopefully it's not too wet. Yeah, but Van Vliet's got to get it right here. 17 off 1.4. And he's just let it open up a door here for the Seafarers. Thankfully, no more rain really forecast. So we should get a full game in here now. Nice looking drive from Vikram, and well, shouts a push from Edwards. Don't think they'll get it this time. It'll just be a single. The fielders are on high alert right now. They know any little bobble or any little mistake, they're going to steal 2. What a good opportunity for Vikram this time. I know he was disappointed to get out in the early 50s in the previous game. He really could go on with it in this one. Looks like he's timing the ball better than most. Last ball of the 11th over. Big appeal, really big appeal, and they might get 2. Great running. Well, just good alert cricket. Edwards falling across that one a little bit. Ball rolled into a pocket of space. Van Vliet was busy appealing, and they're going to get 2 leg byes on the total. And this game just feels like, at the moment, steering a little bit more towards the Seafarers since the resumption. 11 overs complete, 76 for 2. And it does seem like Max O'Dowd might have seen what's gone on the last couple of overs. He's going to go back to one of his spearheads. Arian Dutt's going to come back a bit earlier than maybe expected. I like this call from O'Dowd, just since they've come back from the resumption. Not that they're looking underdone, just been worked around the field. A couple of 2s have been taken, some loose deliveries, and they can't let this slip away. 1 wicket here opens the game back up for them. Arian Dutt bowled 2 overs at the top. He has 1 for 10. He'll be looking to get Vikramjit Singh out here and maybe test Edwards on that sweep. So 76 for 2 after 11. Good game brewing here. So Vikram. Oh, in the air, he takes it on. It's brave batting, but that is good batting. That'll bring up his 50, back-to-back 50s. In the Pro Series for Vikramjit Singh. And he gets a warm round of applause from everyone around the ground. He's, oh, as I almost see a young man.
Slowly, slowly.
Yeah, but that's like the second guy. I think you need to put something on the ground.
Well, we've just seen a young man almost fall down the stairs. Thankfully, he just caught himself. A little bit of excitement up here in the commentary box. There's a lot of things going on around the ground at the moment. But amongst all of that, 6 runs.
Been relaying this on the 29th of May.
Sorry for that little break in coverage. Looks like we're back. They've got the ball back. Vikram, high in the air. Has he got that for 6 as well? This is a big moment in the game. It will be. Well, they brought Aryan Dutt back to be the man to take the wicket, and he's gone 6-6. And since the resumption, the Seafarers are racing away all of a sudden. Vikram's raced to 57 off 32, playing an innings. Very different to everyone else today. Timed the ball beautifully. And tell you what, if he bats for another couple of overs like this, he'll put them in prime position. 57 off 32 on a wicket that a lot of batters have struggled to get going as a seriously good knock. He'd love to get a score much higher though. Been out in the 50s a lot. He has a great opportunity for a 75, 80 run score here. And the Hurricanes a little bit quiet out there. Flighted, spliced in the air. Shouts of 2. I don't think they'll get it this time. Just the 1. And well, it's a perfect partner to have in Edwards. Edwards will just be looking to tinker around, hit the singles, and Vikramjit Singh will just keep going about his business. Hurricanes desperately need a wicket. Don't think it'll be long before you might see Kyle Klein or even Logan Van Beek back with the ball. Good batting from Edwards. Calls 2 straight away. Shariz Ahmed, brilliant fielding out there at deep mid-wicket. Cuts the angle off and he's able just to keep that to 1. So it's quite amazing how quickly this game can change, but just in the last 2-3 overs, or basically since the resumption, it was like Seafarers are starting to race away with it a bit.
Right. Be careful when you do it, guys. Please.
It's a bit of an arm ball there from Aryan Dutt, jarred out for a single. Good aggressive batting this over from Vikram. He took down Aryan Dutt in those first 2 balls and turned it into a really big over.
I think that's fine. Yeah, that bus was pretty high when he signed it. Bus was pretty clear when he signed it.
Another push into the offside. Brilliant bit of fielding to get a hand on it, but can't parry it back down. So another single to the total and a brilliant over for the Seafarers, who are looking to square this series up 1-1. And that also means Dutt's bowled 3 overs now. Just having a look who else in that. You got Big Dorham's got 2, Klein's got 2, Van Beek's got 2. Shariz Ahmed's got 3. Not too sure Mace Van Vliet will get another go. They've been able to get this rate down to around that sort of 8 margin now as well. So changes are coming. Does look like it's going to be Kyle Klein with the ball. And that's the right decision from O'Dowd. A little bit shell-shocked, the Hurricanes, since the resumption. I think they expected to go out there and just more of the same, tricky to score, but it hasn't been that way since they've gotten back out there. Kyle Klein then over number 3 for him. He's got impressive figures of 1 for 9. Pushed into the offside, and Edwards will get a single and get the hot Vikram on strike. Well, one thing for certain, if they don't get Vikram out, he will take them home for a win. They've got to find a way to dismiss him. 5 sixes in his innings so far. 2 fours. He's striking at 173, and when you look at sort of how this game has panned out, the only other player, Levitt, struck at 114. Obviously, the only player from the top order to be striking anywhere near above 130 is on 173 strike rate. Really impressive, destructive display. Oh, cannons into the pad and balloons up, so they'll get through for another leg by. And this is okay here for the Seafarers with wickets in hand now. And we're talking about that middle to lower order. These two needed to do a job, and they're doing exactly that. It was 2 for 37 when Engelbrecht was bowled off the last ball of the power play. So 57 run partnership already. Pushed back to Klein and well fielded from Kyle. And if he had picked it up cleanly as well, you never know. Good bit of fielding there from Kyle Klein. Edwards still doing a job. Hasn't got his normal, you'd say, rhythm or float that we're used to. He's 12 off 20, but it's probably what he brings to the wicket as well with the running between the wickets, and the intent between the wickets does get you an extra couple for both batters. So Kyle Klein again taking his time here in this run up. Well, high in the air, Edwards loses concentration. Kyle Klein calls for it and he'll hold on to it, and he is pumped. Well, Edwards, it's a loose looking stroke. He'll be disappointed with that. Maybe not necessary at this time as well with Vikram going so well, but the pinch of maybe the run chase just getting to the captain there. And Kyle Klein seems to always have a happy knack of picking up wickets at the right time. Another wicket will go down. 2.4 overs for Kyle Klein. He's got 2 for 10. And that wicket just opens up this game a little bit more. Edwards will have to go. And a lot rests on Vikramjit Singh now. Joining him, looks like it'll be Ryan Klein out at number 5. From all reports, working quite hard on his batting. Good to see him up the order in this one. Gets an opportunity. It's a good catch from Kyle Klein as well. Definitely got a game on our hands here.
Have you got a replay of that?
Just that wicket there obviously opens the door a little bit, but they're going to need a couple more, especially going to need Vikram out. So brother versus brother here. Kyle Klein's going to be steaming into Ryan Klein. So Kyle Klein bowling a good spell at the moment. Love to get Ryan out here. A little bit of a brother versus brother action. Don't often get that, but these two players well bowled, full straight, and it's going to be another dot ball. So 13 overs. Well, looks like one more ball left in the over. So another over complete. Sorry about that. Just having a little word with Paul Van Makeren off the air. It's good to have big Paul back again. But Ryan Klein playing and missing that last level. And Kyle Klein's got brilliant figures at the moment. He has 2 for 10 off his 3 overs, and they're going to go back to Big Dorham here. So game on, that wicket opens it up. Vikram playing a different innings to everyone else. He's 59 off 35. 7 overs to go. It is game on. So Big Dorham bowling his 3rd over. He started all right earlier in his spell. He's got figures of 2 overs, none for 13. Nice shot from Vikramjit Singh. Shouts 2, but I don't think it's on. Logan van Beek's doing the mopping up at deep mid on. Probably one of the quicker fielders in the Dutch setup. And takes Vikram into the 60s. Just with that wicket of Edwards in the last over, you do feel now this could definitely go right down to the wire. One thing is with Ryan Klein though, if he gets in, he can hit a really, really big ball. This will test him though. Mid wicket in place, cover in place. Only 4 on the offside for the left arm off spinner. Looking to bowl full straight here. Oh, he's gone. There's a feather. And it's a big wicket. Dorham picks up one. And it is definitely game on here at VCC Vorburg. Well, after the break, it was all the Seafarers. They were putting on a good partnership. A loose shot previous over from Edwards. And now Ryan Klein has to go for a duck just outside the off stump. Dorham maybe skidded that one through. And game on out here in the second Pro Series game. As Tim Pringle will come out next. Nice catch from Noah Kroos, and probably adds a little bit more pressure to Vikram, who's playing a lone hand at the moment. 60 runs out of the 95. Well-deserved wicket from the big man Dorham. Good to see him back on Dutch shores here for the remaining Pro Series games. Yeah, have a look at that scorecard. Don't often see that. One player, compared to both teams, has just timed it beautifully. 60 off 36 is a serious innings, but every other player today hasn't really looked like they got fully in besides Levitt. It does add a little bit more responsibility on Vikram's shoulders. He'll need some support though. There's lots of runs to get here. Tim Pringle definitely handy with the bat as well. Look at, I was talking about maybe a bit of a softer underbelly in that side. Maybe Paul van Meekeren can get up the order. I've seen him do it with the bat a few times in the past. Got Alex Roy there as well, Ellen Bass, Arnav Jain. So there's still batting to come. And that might be another dot ball. I think it's just one of those wickets. A lot of players have found it difficult to start on. A lot of players today have been 1 off 5 or 0 off 4 and then have to play catch up a bit. Oh, he's bowled him. He slips that one through. Pringle has to go. 3 wickets will fall in the space of 10 deliveries. And this game swings again. That one looked like it skidded on. Pringle played around it. Goes through the gate. Big Dorham. He's got some skills. He starts this Pro Series well. And it's a pressure moments here for the Seafarers. If they don't win this, they'll be 2-0 down and can't win the series. Look at that scorecard. Let's look at the players to come. Alex Roy, Roelof van der Merwe, Paul van Meekeren, Ollie Ellenbas and Arnav Jain. Right now they just need someone to keep ticking it over and get Vikramjit Singh on strike. That was a good ball though. So game on out here at VCC. It was 2 for 94. 3 wickets have fallen for 1 run. So 95 for 5. Looks like Arnav Jain has come out next. You do have to wonder what Vikram's probably thinking at the non-strikers end. Still surprised here. They've got mid-off and mid-on back. I'd be tempted here just maybe bring mid-off up for Arnav Jain's first ball. I don't think he's going to go over mid-off first rock with 2 wickets in the over. 2 balls remaining for Dorham. Can he get 3 in the over? Oh, he slides that on. I reckon he's hit that off about off stump. Looking at the reaction from Kroos, and they'll get through for a single. Well, they lost 3 wickets in quick succession, and Vikramjit Singh's just been sitting at the non-strikers end, watching. Let's see if that's had any effect on his batting. Last ball this over from Durham. We're on for a bit of a grandstand finish here. This one might go right down to the wire. Nice shot again from Vikramjit Singh, making a different sound of his bat today. He'll get one there, and a successful over there for the Canes. There's 14 overs complete, 97 for 5. And a game on at VCC. Looks like another bowling change. So both captains today been pretty proactive, not letting the game rest. Shariz Ahmed's going to swap ends here. Gets an opportunity. Plenty of options for O'Dowd in the back end. He's still got Logan Van Beek, who can bowl a couple. Kyle Klein's been sensational. 3 overs, 2 for 10. Van Beek 2 up the sleeve. Arian Dutt's still got 1 up his sleeves, and Durham's still got 1. So he's got options. I think they'll be happy to concede a 1 here. And what does Vikram? Chance his arm a little bit. 6 overs remaining. 48 required. Flighted delivery, hit hard to O'Dowd at cover, dot ball. 48 off 35 on a big boundary. There'll be a few 2s on offer. Well, he goes the big shot, brave batting, and he gets it. Vikram Singh is playing an innings completely different to everyone else today. He's 67 off 38. While he's there, I think the Seafarers will be feeling pretty comfortable. That's his 6th 6 in this innings, brings up the 100 as well. Playing a lone hand at the moment. We're talking about him making another score higher than the 40s and 50s, and this is the day it feels. 67 now out of 103. So how does young Shariz Ahmed respond here? Oh, good delivery. Play a miss outside the off stump. $103 for 5. Oh, it drags that one down in the air. Oh no, oh, it's dropped. Well, that could have been the game. O'Dowd puts down a pretty simple chance at cover. And that's Vikramjit Singh. Let's mark that down with a life on 67. Probably should have been caught. I think that one was on the camera as well. But that's a big opportunity missed. There's a little bit of a short ball outside off. In the end, he gets a huge life. Could be the difference between 2-0 and 1-1. Dropped on 67 with the score on 103. So Arnav Jain, he has a simple task. He's just got to try and work the singles as best he can. And going back like that, always fraught with a bit of risk. Top ball. Big moments in this game. So it's going to be a close one. It's going to go right down to the wire. Another nice looking drive. He'll get 2 this time if they're quick enough. Big shouts of 2, and they should get there pretty comfortably. Into a big pocket of space. 2 to Arnav Jain to get him going. Shariz Ahmed a little bit upset, and you can understand why. It could have had the big fish there. 15 overs gone here at VCC. It scores 106 for 5. Vikramjit still there on 68 now. It'll be interesting to see if they go back to Durham to bowl out here, or if they go to a little bit of pace. Looks like it will be the big man, 2 metres tall, to come finish his spell. Taking 2 in his previous over. Guess you can't hold him back too much, but he's got 3 overs, 2 for 16, 5 overs to go. Expect Kyle Klein to definitely bowl his. Van Beek's got his 2, and Dutt's got 1. So Interesting looking field here, actually. Deep backward point, deep cover, and a deep mid off. And it's in the air, and it lands in a pocket of space. They'll probably get back for 2. They'll shout 3. And yeah, good aggressive running. They'll get there in the end. But another heart-in-mouth moment. Spliced away. And they do get back for 3. All right, last couple of deliveries. Vikram getting away with a little bit, but 3 more to the total. 71 now for the opener of the Seafarers. Well bowled from Big Dorham again as Arnav Jain choose a dot. Choose another dot, Dorham. This is when one of those situations you want your batsman to be hitting the outfielders hard, looking to strike the ball. Don't be too tentative. Good spell from the big man though, bowled really well today. Goes for the reverse. Oh, almost a catch from Croce, actually got sort of caught in the shirt. Maybe a little bit of glove in there as well. And well, this is what we're talking about, 5 wickets down. And it just trying to tap the ball around here. Jain getting a little bit stuck as well here. 3 dot balls in a row. And make that 4 dot balls. Well, big appeal because that's a bit of pad first. You could hear 2 noises, pad bat. Croce liked it. Another dot ball. Just every time you sort of feel Seafarers get their noses ahead. It's a good fight back from Hurricanes. I think Arnav Jain just stuck on the crease a little bit here. Yeah, that's definitely pad bat on another day. Last ball over. Change in the field. Man goes across from the leg side to the offside. Big hole on the leg side here. A single doesn't hurt them. Don't want to give it 2. Yeah, and he's gone. Dorham picks up another one. Went for the sweep shot in the end, and it's a disastrous end to that over. They got a 3 off the first ball, followed by dot, 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 wicket. Jain will have to go for a very sedate 3 off 8. And 6 wickets gone now. Big grandstand finish. Seems like it's Vikramjit Singh versus the Hurricanes. Dorham, 3 wickets for him. 3 for 19. Top catch by Noah Croce. And maybe it will be Paul van Meekeren padding up soon as well to hit the winning runs. There's a few twists in the tails yet to come. So have a look at that scorecard. No one else able to get going today. 12 off 22 for the skipper. Engelbrecht 16 off 18. Showed little glimpses, but really has been a bit of a one-man band. Looks like Roelof van der Merwe coming out at the back end. Good man to have in this situation, seen it all before him. So he's seen plenty of pressure moments in his career. He's someone good to have out there, I think, for Vikramjit Singh as well. Probably a steadying voice, and also, if he does face a couple of balls and gets going, can hit the ball to all parts. Logan van Beek's been handed the ball back. .109 for 6. Vikram on strike. Willie looked to be aggressive early in the over. It has been something he's done really well in this inning so far. Finds boundaries early in the over just to take the pressure off. Full ball, hit extremely hard, and there's O'Dowd on your screen. You're probably still feeling a little bit frustrated about that dropped catch in the previous over. So 109 for 6. Van Beek's got good figures as well. 2.1, none for 12. He'd love to get the big fish here though, wouldn't he? Shot. Times it beautifully into a huge pocket of space. That is an amazing cricket stroke, and it's going to go for 4. Well, Vikramjit Singh, that might be shot of the day for me. Jars out an extremely full delivery and it just kept running away. He's 75 off 44. Single-handedly getting his team closer to this target. Looking at 32 required now off 22. Still think if he's there at the end, they win this game. Nice shot also through backward point. He should get 2 here at least, and he will. So 2 more to the total. 77 now for Vikramjit Singh of 45 deliveries, class innings. We talked a lot in the previous game about how he'd be disappointed to have got out on the 50 mark, but today he is cashing in, and yes, he had a life, but he's making the most of his time out there. Oh, full toss. Oh, he doesn't get it. Shouts a catch, but it lands into a pocket of space. They'll get a 1. That was in the air for a long time. And split. I think that's Wesley Bracey and Shariz Ahmed out there. So just the 1. So Van der Merwe, his first ball. Now Van der Merwe doesn't usually die wondering. He hits the ball to peculiar areas. It'd be interesting to see how he goes about this one. Will he be looking to win it off his own blade or play a more supporting role? I think he's got nothing to lose. If he does get 2 or 3 out the screws, it does really put the Seafarers in the ascendancy. Well, bowled from Logan Van Beek. That's a very difficult length to get away, so he'll start with a dot. Last ball this over. 19 off 2.5 for Logan Van Beek. We're going to have a grandstand finish after a lengthy rain delay. Good that we're going to get a full T20 fixture in here. Van Beek smokes it to mid-off. He goes. Direct hit, could be in trouble. They'll get through for the single in the end. Let's take him up to 117 for 6. 3 overs left in this one. 28 required, 9 and over. Vikramjit Singh, he's 78 off 46. Van der Merwe 1 off 2. Who will they go to? Who will they bowl? O'Dowd's got options. Durham had amazing figures of 4 overs, 3 for 19. Shariz Ahmed's got 2 overs in up his sleeve. Dutt's got 1. I think they might go to Dutt here. Brave option. When they bowled him earlier, he did get caught out by Vikramjit Singh. 2 big sixes off his first 2 balls, and he'll be bowling to Rula Van der Merwe to start though. Kyle Klein has still got 1, so I think they're going to go Dutt, probably back to Van Beek, and then down to Kyle to finish. 4 wickets in hand, 28 required. I think still fancy the batting team just. Only just though. Proper 50-50 coin flip. It was like cover and a mere cover pointer in the ring, and deep sort of backward point here for Rula. And that sort of reverse sweep if he does want to be extra brave. So Aryan Dutt, big moment in the game to Rula Van der Merwe. Dot ball to start, well bowled, bit quicker. That's why you've got backward point on the boundary. 28 required, 17 balls. Experienced man at the crease, experienced bowlers and fielders out there. Good finish to Pro Series match 2. Another quick delivery back to Aryan Dutt again. Another dot ball, 28 off 16 now. Great start from the right arm off spinner. I think Rula Van der Merwe looking to punch that single, just found Aryan Dutt. He'd be disappointed with that one. I have a feeling this could be a big stroke. There's a big stroke, hit straight out to deep mid-wicket. I think they're only going to be able to get the 1 here. 27 off 15. Good bowling from Aryan Dutt. Gets that one in. Here's the matchup. Well, Vikramjit Singh hit Dutt for 2 big sixes last time he faced him. With 27 off 15, you feel like this is the moment where he'll probably chance his arm a little bit here. Traditional T20 field in place. $27 required, 15. This over's only gone for one. Seriously good over from Dutt. Only 2 big sixes would put them in the ascendancy though. Will Vikramjit Singh get another one out the screws? It's a low full toss, difficult to get away. Shouts of 2. Ruler might come here. No, won't be able to. Good fielding out there. Bit of a loose throw comes in from Teja Nidamanuru, but they will get a single in the end. Brilliant bowling from Dutt from the right arm off spinner. Not easy to bowl with this control to 2 players that love hitting the long ball. Good game of cricket to finish up on a Tuesday evening, 7:15 p.m. local time. So what can Ruler van der Merwe do? Another great full delivery. Doesn't let him get any sort of length to work with, and he can only skew it away for a single. Brilliant fielding from Shariz Ahmed, who cuts the angle down, keeps it to another single. Great over from Dutt this. Only 3 singles off it so far. 25 required. 24 for a super over. Hope we're playing super overs. I imagine that it's proper national practice, so you never know. Could have an even longer evening. Last ball of Dutt's over. Does Vikram work a single to keep the strike, or does he back himself? Low full toss, nice shot, splices it over cover. Will that scoot away for 4? Shariz Ahmed can't get around, 4 runs. Dutt's a little bit frustrated with himself, but Vikramjit Singh is playing a marvellous innings. It is a lone hand. That over ends up going for 7, so it's not the worst. It has 124 on the board. We get down to last 2 overs, 20 run required off 12. It'll be Logan Van Beek and I dare say Kyle Klein to finish. You sort of feel, while Vikram's there still, they have the best chance to potentially still win this game. Yeah, I don't know if we have confirmation if there is a super over, if there's a tie, but I imagine there would be. Can't see why not. These games are World Cup preparation for the T20I series with Ireland and Scotland. So plenty to play for. 21 needed off 12. Do have confirmation. Thankfully, Bertus de Jong's been eavesdropping as he usually does. It will be a super over if we do get a tie. So there's a bit of excitement for the neutral out there. I'll have to wait and see if that one will come in. Still a long way to go till we're at that moment. 21 off 12. I think you could flip a coin on this. Looks like deep backward point, deep cover point, mid-off, and cover in the ring, short third. Square leg in the ring also, and fine leg back. Oh, Ruler van der Merwe just doesn't get that one near the middle of the bat. Even an edge would have been nice there because you get the single. Vikramjit Singh is 83 off 48 on a wicket that a lot of batters have struggled on. So 21, 11 balls. Low full toss, it's in the air. Oh no, it's gone over the fielder at deep cover. Well, as soon as it was hit, his first reaction I think was to run in a little bit. It goes for 4. Ruler van der Merwe got a fair chunk of that one. Most of the fielders, you can understand, are about 5 metres off the rope. That one ballooned over him, ends up only going for 4. So 17 required off 10. As they look for the ball that's gone into the shrubs. Looks like that ball might have burst through the gate. So Van der Merwe, 17 required off 10. Maybe that boundary will get him going as well. Looks like we have got the ball back. So slight delay as we're just waiting for that ball to come back. Just looking at the other players that could come in. Alex Roy, Ollie Ellenbaas, Paul Van Makeren. So a wicket here also adds a little bit to it. 17. I reckon we got super over, potentially. Make it a longer day. Van Beek. Same field. Bit of pressure here. Big ball in the context of the game. Oh, it's been called no ball. Wow. It was a big full toss. If that had flown away for 6, that could have been all she wrote actually. Van Beek gets that one all wrong. No ball called from square leg umpire straight away. So free hit. I just sort of feel that the Seafarers get their noses ahead again. 16 off 10 with a free hit. There's that sort of splice shot, low full toss, and that goes for 4. Rula Van der Merwe, he's come to the party at the right time, and now they definitely are ahead. Seafarers, they just needed a boundary or two to pull away a little bit. And Vikramjit Singh did need someone to come out and offer a little bit of a cameo. Van der Merwe doing what he does best. They get it down to 12 required off 9. One more boundary here will really put maybe the first nail in the coffin for the Hurricanes. Slow ball, high in the air, catching opportunity, should be caught. And he holds on to it in the end, so Van der Merwe will have to go. And there is still a few twists in the tail. Important catch, because if he drops that, they probably get back for 2. And another wicket will go down, so 12 required. For 7 wickets on the board now. Van der Merwe comes in, probably does his job with those 2 boundaries. A good game. A good sort of second showing of the Pro Series here. Going right down to the wire. It's a big slow ball from Logan Van Beek. Cutter and nice catch from Mace Van Vliet. So 7 wickets on the board now as well. We open up. Vikramjit Singh is still there. We've been saying it for a while. While he's there, I expect them to get home. But if he was to be dismissed, we really do have a close finish on our hands. Newman has made his way out to the middle. Does look like it is Alex Roy, I believe, that has made his way out there now. Big responsibility on the tall quick to come out and offer something with the bat. Look, I think a single here would mean there's 1 ball left in the over, but any run really matters. 12 required, 8 balls, new batter on strike. Sorry, it's Ollie Ellenbaas, my apologies, has made his way out to the middle. So he gets his opportunity. They've squeezed the field here as well. This is brave from O'Dowd, mid-off, mid-on in the ring. If Ellenbaas hits a boundary over the top, might rue the fact. Let's see. Hits it straight to cover. Oh, and they get a single off the misfield. That'd be frustrating. That should have been a dot. Big shouts of weight, a little bit of a bobble at cover, and they go on the misfield. So 1 more to the total, 11 to win, 7 balls. Vikram on strike here. It's an interesting sort of one here. Does he work the single and make sure he's got the strike for the last over, or does he look to hit a boundary along the carpet, play a safer shot, and if you get the boundary, it's a bonus. 11 required off 7, 10 for a super over. If he was to get out, then we really do have a grandstand finish. I think either way we've got a good finish. He's hit a lot of boundaries in this innings. cleared the rope comfortably on a big boundary. 6 sixes in this innings. Huge ball. Here we go. Play and miss. What a ball from Logan Van Beek, because it's a dot and he keeps Vikram off strike. That's a massive delivery. So another over complete. 11 required. Vikramjit Singh stuck at the non-striker's end. Not getting bat on ball there hurts. Even any bat on that would mean he would have had the strike or found a boundary. It'll be Kyle Klein, I'd imagine, would finish. And we've got a proper end to this T20 match. So 11 required. If it is the first Pro Series game that you've been able to watch, the Hurricanes won game 1, so they would love to go up 2-0. Kyle Klein will have the honours of bowling the last over. He's bowled magnificently today. Young Kyle, 3 overs, 2 for 10. Ollie Ellenbus is on strike. Does he look to be a hero? It's high risk though if he looks to smack a boundary and then gets a couple of dots. Looks like mid-off is going to come in the ring. So let's talk about the people that are in the ring. Point is tight, mid-off cover, and it looks like mid-wicket. So fine legs dropped back, deep backward square, deep mid-on. Sort of the type of field where he's going to bowl a heavy length into the wicket. Another change now. Mid-wicket will go back and fine leg will come up. So third man's the one that's sort of the revolver. He's gone back and mid-off's come up. Does Ellenbus take a big risk, or does he make sure he just gets bat on ball? Kyle Klein with the ball in hand. Here we go, 11 off 6. High in the air, but could be caught. Van Beek, caught. Well, he took the risk, and this is what I mean. It's a dot ball, and Vikramjit Singh is stuck off strike. 11 off 5, the dot ball on the previous ball, the last over. Ellenbus actually got a fair chunk of that. Logan Van Beek had to go running around to his left and take it inside the rope. He was 5 metres off the rope, a really smart catch. And with that wicket, you do wonder, could he have just worked a single and got Vikram on strike? It's easier in hindsight, but now it's 11 off 5 and your main man is stuck at the non-striker's end. Kyle Klein, he picks up another wicket. He got sensational figures of 3 for 10. I'd have to check when he took his other wicket, because he could potentially be on a hat-trick if he took it off the last ball of his last over. No, it wasn't. So, game on. Can you believe it? 11 off 5, 10 off 5 for a super over. Alex Roy, that must be, has made his way. Or is that Paul Van Makeren? I think that's big Paul Van Makeren has made his way out to the middle. 11 off 5. Looks like third man's come in the ring. Interesting one, that one. And fine legs gone back. So, if there's any edge here, it'll probably fly away for Kyle Klein to big PVM. Pulled shot, and they're going to settle for 1 here. I cannot imagine they're ever thinking 2, and they're not. So 10 off 4, 9 for a super over. And Vikramjit Singh, well, he's still there. He's 83 not of 49. Superb innings. But this is the ball that might tell us where this game is going to go. If he gets out, probably too much to do from the bottom 2 batsmen. But if he finds a boundary here, still on, I think no matter what, he'll probably be turning for 2. Paul Van Makeren needs to be backing up. 10 off 4. Pretty traditional T20 field set. He could end it in 2 lusty blows. Kyle Klein taking his time talking to, looks like Logan Van Beek and Max O'Dowd about maybe what delivery he wants to put up here. Will it be pace off? Will it be a Yorker? 10 off 4. Game 2 of the Pro Series. Great game of cricket this. Can Vikram get one more out the middle? Length ball, misses it, 10 off 3. Well, it might be in one of the scenarios he tries to face all 3 balls and just hits 2 boundaries, but Hurricanes just getting their noses ahead now. A couple of wickets at the back end, they couldn't get him on strike, and a fair bit to do, 10 off 3. I think these two are playing for man of the match as well. Kyle Klein has amazing figures at the moment. 3 for 12, and Vikram's on 83. If either of them get their team over the line, might take man of the match honours. 10 off 3 required. Oh, goes down the leg side, and well, a couple of sides of the shoulder. Kyle doesn't like it. Noah Croce didn't like it, but it has been signalled a wide. 9 off 3. This game can change so quickly. If he hits a 6 and it's 3 off 2 with him on strike, they go back ahead. So 9 off 3 for the win, 8 for the super over. Kyle's bowled beautifully. Can he close it out for his team? Or will Vikram be the hero? Gets it. That's 6. What a shot from Vikramjit Singh. Another 6. It was a half volley this time and they go back ahead. Well, he gets it. He's been there, and while he's there, if he bats through, they win the game. 3 off 2. If this goes to anyone in the outer ring, surely they're going to be trying to double back for the second. A super over comes more alive now as well. Any single. Big finish here in the second Pro Series game. What an innings from Vikramjit Singh, the only man that looked in today. 89 off 50. Logan Van Beek's gone up to Kyle Klein to have a little bit of a word with what he wants to bowl here. This game is still very much alive. 3 off 2. So a couple of delays here as bowling plans are getting planned. Here we go. 3 required off 2. Can Vikram win it? Full toss, doesn't get it. Now they have to run 2 here no matter what. He's going to throw it to the keeper's end maybe. Oh, they only get 1. Why have they not run? Well, you have to run that because he threw it to the bowler's end and that would have been Paul Van Meekeren would have been out. And it wouldn't have mattered because Vikram would have been on strike. So it's a big mistake maybe, but it's going to come down to Paul Van Meekeren. 2 required off the last. 1 for a super over. Here we go. Game on. Called a super over about 5 overs ago. It's going to be a long one. They didn't run the 2. It's a funny one. If they did double back for the 2, maybe Logan adjusts his throw there and he would have been able to get it to the keeper's end and run Vikram out. But yeah, you never know. So 2 off 1. 1 for a super over. At any dot or a wicket, game over. Paul Van Meekeren on strike can be a hero. He was sitting next to me not long ago having a joke that he wouldn't mind a bat. Well, he's got his opportunity. All the fielders on the boundary, probably good 5 to 7 yards in. Mid-off's up, covers up, points up, third man's up. Any edge that goes away through the gap will be a win. Anything over mid-off or cover. Here we go, 2 to win. Last ball of the second Pro Series match. Bowled him and Kyle Klein's done it. Well, any run there would have meant that it would have been a super over or at least keep it on deck, but Paul Van Meekeren's played around it. Kyle Klein, my man of the match, 4 for 19, has hit the middle stump. They're going to win this by a run, and Vikramjit Singh will end on 90 not. I reckon the Seafarers, they've thrown this one away. They were in control with maybe 15 to 20 balls remaining, but some poor shots and poor running has twisted this game. Kyle Klein, credit to him, he deserves that. Full straight you miss, I hit. 4 for 19 from that man. Hurricanes go up 2-0. Top game of cricket. Bit of a delay in there as well. Top innings from Vikramjit Singh, has to be said. 90 off 52. Batted out of his skin, but they will fall 1 run short. Crazy game of cricket considering we had an hour delay in there as well. A top wicket. 144 will play 143. I'm sure a lot of the coaches will have a lot to analyse. Game, set, match. We'll be back again tomorrow at 3 p.m. for game number 3. Bye for now.
All done?